It's Erlinda, the energy alchemist. Hello, welcome. I'm here with James. Say hi, James.
Hi, James.
Exactly. We are on point today. Let's just wait a minute or two until people start to join us. But a quick logistical thing, just remember to like our fan page, Erlinda Vo. That's where we go live each week. We are going to be changing the time, you guys. So when you start to look to see if you're going to be doing us and joining us for our next book, just know the time will be changing. And if you're in Chicago and the weather's nice, we know that this time does not work. So we're going to take a little break and then launch again. So James, you just have to let me know when somebody's watching with us, okay? Okay, anything else you want to say? Everybody want to look at my view?
Yeah,
Let's see if I can
show
change
us. Where
this.
are you?
I'm
You're
in
not in
Sedona.
Chicago. Yeah.
Woohoo! Look at
Nice.
that view. It's pretty cool, huh?
That is nice.
So beautiful. I'm in Sedona, Arizona. It is freaking unbelievable.
What is
Okay.
Sedona known for, just for the people that don't know?
There's Red Rock Mountains here, but it's really a high vibing spiritual place. Lots of people come here for that. And I am coming here today because I actually am hanging out with two of my best friends from high school, and we haven't hung out in a while, and we're kind of like reconnecting after a long time, and so it's really cool. We're kicking it old school.
Awesome. Well, good. That
Yay!
sounds like a good Memorial Day type of place to be.
Yes, it's exciting.
Great.
All right, so I guess I should find a little chair and get settled and kick this going. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good. Why don't you start us off, James? Why don't we just start with like,
Yeah.
let's introduce ourselves and then let's kick straight into a recap, maybe from last week first, and then go into this new chapter for the week.
Okay, good. So, hi everybody. My name is James Van Hoffweg, and I'm a realtor here in Chicago, and I help people fulfill their dreams through real estate. Linda, why don't you give a formal introduction real quick?
Hi, everyone. It's Erlinda, the energy alchemist, and I am coming all the way from Sedona. You guys, it's so funny. I'm in full effect of completionitis, where I don't want to get things complete, and where things are just a little wacky and like, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I doing this right? I don't want to get it complete. So I know that there's some other people out there who are probably dealing with the same thing, and all of it's okay. Okay, so all of it is perfect and well. So go ahead, James. Let's start off with the recap, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Recap chapter 6. Traffic stalled. Give me a moment. So guys, this is we're supposed to be from Erlinda. Erlinda, as you can see, is globe trotting, uh, and this is an example of exactly what it looks like when you come to the completion of something, and oftentimes we just don't want to do it, right? We just
Yeah.
want to do whatever there is to do, and we knew that we had stuff to do, and we're like in the throes of Memorial Day weekend, beautiful weather, traveling, right? All of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And just to be fully transparent, we have zero people, zero viewers,
Yeah.
which is totally fine, right? And we know, like, people are outside enjoying it. It's 90 degrees in Chicago. There's not a cloud in the sky. You should be at the
Afternoon,
beach,
ladies. How we doing?
right? Or you
Yeah.
should be
Very nice to see
outside
you. Oh,
grilling,
Yeah.
doing whatever that is. So,
This is actually so perfect. I mean, if you really think about it, it is so perfect because what it shows is not only that there's good weather, okay, but that really what we've been doing for the last 13, 14 weeks, like I don't know about you, James, but this is how I feel. Like my life is sped up, and I think we talked about that one time where we were like everything that we think happens in a span of like this 13 weeks feels like a whole year. Okay, so it's not a surprise that people are out there living their life. Like what happens is things start to speed up. You start to live your life, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm in the middle of traffic, okay? So I don't know if you can see there's traffic down there. And we're like, oh my God, book club, I gotta do it. I was like, you know what? It's Memorial Weekend. We should just postpone it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, no, this is what it looks like to get something powerfully complete, is
Yep.
to pull off the side of the road with your two best friends. Now I have a patio all to myself with an amazing, amazing views, right? Like life is like grand, grand, okay? And what happens though, and this is really, really important, you guys, and I didn't even get it to right this moment, is that life starts to speed up and you start to have these grand moments, right? Like I'm here in Sedona, life is amazing right now, but you forget to do what the little steps and the actions that get you there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so easy for us to kind of be like, "Oh my God, life is great," and we forget about, well, yeah, life is really great. We just spent 13 weeks in the gym, in the mindset makeover gym, and the spirituality gym, and the essential oil gym, and right, like we did certain actions weekly, right, so that we have a life where I can go travel and spend, some time with my family and my friends in Sedona. But we forget that in the moment. So that's really, really critical, you guys, as part of completion. It's really noticing like all the successes, but also what got you there. Because coming to the gym for me, I know is what has me here this week. So I just wanted to put that in. Thanks for letting me put that in, James.
Perfect. Yeah. So that brings us to tenacity, which was last week's topic.
Yes.
Uh, right. So you can tell it's taking a little bit of tenacity to bring us to completion. Um, so we had the story of the woman who started her own investment management company, right? If you remember that.
Yes.
And she stuck to her why. She went to the spiritual gym. She read the motivating stuff. She did her homework. She studied. She practiced. Right. She learned. She kept learning. Uh, right. Um, Another thing with tenacity, right? Keep an eye out for the rallying cry, not to give up. Um, be willing to be unpopular, right? When you change your when you change who you're being, you will upset people and you might lose some friends.
And even family members get upset. It's really wacky, right?
It's
The people you think love you the most sometimes get more upset because they're like, no, get back in your little cave and your little world.
Yeah, people get nuts.
Yeah. And
And
that's okay. We love them where they are, right?
yep, love them where they are and don't let them dictate your success and your path,
Yes.
right?
Amen. Say that again. Don't let them dictate your success. Like,
Right.
let them be however they are.
Yep. And sometimes you got to love them from a distance. But
Love them from a distance.
you stay there, I'm going over here. That's actually part of what birthed this book club, you guys, was that I told my friends exactly that. I said, look, you guys are free to, do whatever you want, but I'm getting rich and I want you guys to come with me. And then our friend talked to Erlinda, and Erlinda was like, oh my God. And right. Then she calls me one morning, I'm making eggs. She's like, let's do a book club. So, uh, right.
But why do you think that's important, James? Like, I know I'm hijacking this a little bit, but why? Like, it's important, right? Because your friends, they're going to either be on this game train with you or not.
Yeah. It's important to have friends, you guys, right? Like,
You mean friends who are willing to step up and take the actions and do the work, yes?
not necessarily.
Okay.
Some friends will be willing to join you. Some friends won't,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes it might take making new friends who are doing what you're up to as well, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You need some people doing what you're up to, right? Because
And those
otherwise, yeah,
those
go
may
ahead.
or may not be the friends that you currently have.
Ah, that's what your point was. I got it.
Yep. I'm lucky because I have awesome friends who are up to what I'm also up to,
Yeah.
and it works. And for some people, it might not work. Like I know that we've got someone who is a member of the book club who is always in the gym, right? She is always at like the literal gym. The like I think she goes to like LA Fitness or something. She's always in the gym
Yeah.
and just consistently like a workhorse, man. And it's so inspiring. And other people who are up to stuff like another member of ours is, I believe, a DJ, and she's out doing the DJ stuff, and she's out at all these events, consistently DJing, right? That tenacity. And she's always moving around. And she may not have time to like really sit down and have a conversation with some people, but like while she's doing what she's doing and what she's up to, she is socializing, she's making friends, she's doing her thing, and that's what lights her up, right?
Yeah.
So whatever that is for you, find it, stick to your why,
Yeah.
strengthen your willpower, right? Get an accountability partner, envision your success over and over again, and be willing to course correct. Okay, sometimes you're gonna make mistakes, right? Sometimes the way to accept blame at a cafe in Sedona, and right. So like we just today in the last like 15 minutes, we've course corrected like 5 times.
Course correction is the best. You forget, we forget. We go on life and we think like this is how it's going to be, but life happens. And sometimes it's not just the good things, you guys. Like I happen to be in Sedona right now, but really, sometimes it's not always just that good time. Sometimes stuff is happening, and you get sick or like all these things, and you have to course correct. And you have to be willing to like hang up with me and jump on and cause something else, right? And this is something that we, over the 13 weeks, have been developing. That's tenacity, you guys.
Exactly. So the other last key point here is to continue to reinvent yourself. And I actually had a conversation about this the other day. Uh, every time I say it, it's like I sound profoundly brilliant, right? Even more so than I already am. Um, but the person who I said it to was like, "Yes, it's exactly right. Like what? Like oh my God, you get it." So remember, you have to constantly reinvent yourself, or else someone else is gonna come along and have an offer in the marketplace that solves a problem just a little bit better than yours, and they might take you out of the marketplace.
Yeah.
So continually reinvent yourself, not just your failures, but also your successes. More importantly, your successes.
Well, think about like, and what he means by that. You could take the example of our Get Rich Book Club. There's lots of book clubs out there, and James and I need to reinvent this transaction so that we can actually upgrade it, right? Have it be more effective, have it make more of an impact for people. So there's lots of things that you can do to reinvent yourself, but we really only look at our failures when we're trying to reinvent something. For some reason, it's just when we're failing, then we're like, oh, let's go fix it. But when things are also good, you should look to reinvent yourself as well. And that's part of the tenacity.
Exactly. So
James, are you? Go ahead.
that wraps up our recap of
Yeah.
chapter 12.
I was just going to say, so chapter 13 is a short chapter. Change loves company. The couple key points I wanted to bring up here, and then James and I decided to take the rest of the time to really go and cover the whole book so we can really fully get complete here. Okay. So we're going to do this in a short window of time, but we're going to do a recap. So why is it important to recap? You want to always assess what you've learned, what you haven't learned, and like really be able to pull the whole thing to your life. Okay, so let's just close this chapter 13 out. And a couple key points is when you grow in your mindset department, right? So many things that once seemed looming large no longer are looming large. Okay, so those are like those daunting things, like those big, huge fears, like something that when you initially started, like when we first started this, I know going live was like really hard for me. Like I did not want to do it. It took a lot of energy to like do it, right? And you start to expand your mindset, so then you start to expand your capacity to push through fears, and then you get to your next level of expansion. Okay, so that's what you want to make sure that you're remembering. And as you evolve, it's also helpful to keep in mind that all the seemingly insurmountable.
I think we just lost Erlinda. Okay. So what she was saying was that as you evolve, it's helpful to keep in mind that all the seemingly insurmountable roadblocks and fears that you're facing right now on your path to riches will be insignificant crumbs falling through the cracks of your memory someday too. I think Erlinda's coming back.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you you left for a minute.
I know I was okay. Um, Sorry, let me just start again, okay, you guys? So, as you evolve, it's helpful to keep in mind that all your seemingly insurmountable roadblocks and fears that you are facing right now on your path to riches will be insignificant crumbs falling through the cracks of your memory someday, too. Your fear that focusing on making money will be a fun, free slog. Your doubt that you can honestly ever get rich anyway, your worries about what others might think of you, your terror of taking the risk you need to take, your general feelings of overwhelm and self-suckery will all start to just be some little insignificant thing. Okay? So really, just all these things that you think are crazy and that really mostly it's your own internal conversations that you're dealing with, you guys. And once you can just get past that and, like we say, get into the gym, the mindset gym, and start to change your mindset, things will be so much different. Okay? You want to make, so the thing that made the difference for Jensen Chero in this chapter she points to is you want to make a decision to get rich. And that's what we decided when we decided to do the Get Rich Book Club, is you made a decision to get rich. It's an unwavering decision to get rich. And when you're unwavering, nothing can take you off track. Nothing. And then this chapter also talks about mastering. She just does a couple of key highlights, but you want to master your mindset. Shift your energy. Start to notice who you are becoming. Because we think like there's this destination that we should get somewhere. But it really is like, who do you get to expand yourself into being? Who are you becoming? Are you becoming best friends with money? Remember that whole chapter we did, like that whole letters to money? Do you remember that, James? That was a while ago.
Oh, I
But
remember that.
and you know, when you create new company, you have to create new company when you want to maintain your new expanded vibe. Okay, so when you start to have money and you start to create what you decided, like we talked about earlier, we say a lot, like people might not like it. Exactly. People might not like it. They might have an issue with it. But you know what? It's okay. All is well.
That's what we refer to as haters.
The haters, yes, the
Haters
haters.
will come out, guys. And you know, we've all heard the songs, right? We've all heard the sayings, but it's actually very true, right? Let them hate. Keep doing what you do. Keep
Yeah.
staying tenacity, stay on your grind, stay on whatever focus that's making yourself get to your ultimate
Yeah.
desire. Keep that up,
Yeah.
right? Maintain the focus, um, because that's alongside of that decision to get rich. And guys, I want to just be present real quick with you. When we say get rich, that could be money, that could be love, that could be relationships, that could be anything that you do. Okay, so when we say get rich, primarily, right, for the purposes of this book club, we are addressing money because it is a very, very specifically triggering conversation for people that we're committed to causing a breakthrough. And so, yes, money, super important, right? We've gone through the whole book. You guys understand money is currency, it's translation, all of that. When you make that decision to get rich and you fully commit, it's like your molecules move in tandem, right? Some of us end up with different styles, different levels of facial hair. Some of us, you know, get to the gym more. Some of us shift our diets and, you know, like go from being unemployed to making more than six figures. Some of us are already doing well multiple and we up our game and turn it on and Robbins, but but there's a reason why people pay all that money to go see Tony Robbins, and it's not because he's this high energy, right? It's not because he's just yelling at people. It's because what he's saying remains true, right? It's been proven over and over and over again. There are actual tangible results that have been created by numerous people who have just done what he said, or not just him, but numerous other people, right? One of the big ghostwriters, he talks about a book that was written by an author, not for no reason. Okay, so you guys get it. Make that decision again.
Yeah.
Just make a decision. It's a really good friend of mine. Whenever I would say it's so hard, he'd always say, "It's not hard, James. This is hard." So I always hear her voice in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Well,
I'd catch myself.
I also think that the more you push through and the more you attend the mindset gym or the spiritual gym, you start to build that muscle. Like in our second book, it's going to be so much easier to go through the book and to like process it. And even though we're going to have our moments, like the next one we're dealing with is going to deal with your upper limit problems. So you think, what are we going to be dealing with this next round? It's like 7 or 8 weeks
Boy.
of upper limit stuff, right? And
Boy.
yeah, and so, but that's like, how do you push past those upper limits? So if you think about it, this was the first run, and we did not pick an easy book to start with. We picked a like one that was, excuse me, going to change your life, the foundational pieces of your life. You know, that
Yeah,
James has money laying around, or that you carry hundreds in your wallets, or whatever it is. Like that changes the frequency that you operate on,
I have one
right?
here. I think I might fan myself with a hundred too. Oh my goodness, that feels so good.
So really, I wanna quickly go through the 13 chapters. So we're probably just going to touch highlight points on each. We're not going to get too much into it, but let us keep just just remember some of these key points so that you can actually be fully engaged in the whole book and really see where you've accomplished things and where you haven't accomplished things. Okay, sound good? So I'm going to start us off. So one of the first steps to mastering the mindset of wealth, right, is allowance. So many times we rather do what's expected of us than give ourselves permission to be, do, and have what feels good and right and awesome. Okay. So we also went through this whole thing on allowance was to decriminalize the word money because it gives us freedom and options. Remember this? Pay attention to your mindset, how you think about money. People with money and things require sums of money larger than you believe to be justified. So, really, you guys, that started us off. Remember the whole allowance thing? Are you allowing money? Are you not allowing money? Are you paying attention to your mindset or not? Do you remember that? So
Oh,
then
I
the
do.
second thing is that why aren't you rolling in the cheddar yet?
Hey, real quick,
Yes.
what did that guy Wallace Waddles say?
Yes, please read his quote.
Because that's a great quote, you guys. Something to keep in mind. Whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains it is not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless one is rich.
Mm,
It's a quote from Wallace Waddles.
yeah.
So remember,
When we do the
everybody,
advanced Get Rich Book Club, we'll read that book. That book is intense.
it's pretty intense. Yeah, yeah. So remember, you
Great.
guys, other people around you that aren't up to the money game, that's fine. Let them play that game. Uh, but if you're up to having a really complete and successful and fulfilling life, it requires money.
Yeah. And the main key for allowance, you guys, is to give yourself permission to be, do, and have what feels good and right and awesome.
Yep.
Okay? Yeah. Perfect. Do you want to do chapter two?
Sure. Why ain't you rolling in the cheddar yet? So basically, any reality that you've crafted for yourself can be uncrafted and recrafted, right? So the life that you have is the reality that you've crafted for yourself right now. You can pull that apart and put a new one back together, and you're
Yes, I
spinning it all
remember
around.
that.
Yep. You remember the Little Prince?
Yes, our subconscious mind
Yep. Yep.
running the show. We don't even know it.
Primary concern is survival,
Ooh,
right? And he's a sneaky little bastard. Doesn't want to be dethroned, and really, guys, perception is reality. What we say and the words that we use shape our perception and thus our reality. So choose your words carefully, right?
God.
Thoughts. Yeah,
Oh,
did you want to finish?
wait. Yeah, no, just it's so funny because we're kind of going through this really quickly because I know we have about 30 minutes to get through all 13 chapters, but like doesn't it just bring you back to that moment when we were talking about the Little Prince and like the first thing was like, okay, giving yourself permission, do you give yourself permission, and then recognizing the subconscious mind, the Little Prince as she calls it, right? And I forgot, like, oh yeah, my perception is reality. What I'm saying with the words that shapes my perception, which shapes my reality, right? And I forget because I mean, I'm used to like dealing with my words. Like, I'm pretty cautious about my words, but I forgot why. It's because it shapes your reality. It creates your world. Yeah, go ahead, James. Sorry.
It really does. And our thoughts fuel our emotions and our inspiration, right? So they must be purposely created,
Mm,
which is why, right? So first pay attention to what comes out of your mouth. Once you get that down, start to pay attention to what pops into your brain, right? So your thoughts fuel your emotions, and your emotions drive your vibrational frequency, and
yeah.
that's what's going to bring you your desire or something else.
Mm. Well, it's really important because your thoughts and universal intelligence are basically the same force.
Yep.
So just as the water droplet that lands in the ocean is part of the whole ocean, so our thoughts exist as part of all of universal intelligence. We are powerful mofos. Everything we can think of already exists in the universe. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to think it.
That blows my mind every time I read
I
that.
know, right?
Everything that we can already think of already exists in the universe. That's a paradox.
Well, it's awesome. You know why, too, James? Because it's not like I have to, if we want to be rich, it's not like we have to go out there and figure out a brand new way that
Right.
never existed before. It's existing some way. Maybe it's a new way of putting pieces together, or maybe, I don't know exactly, but it exists already. The universe is putting it in your mind. It's our thoughts alert the universal intelligence to start arranging the energy in such a way to make our desires manifest in physical forms. That's so cool. So you really have all the power. Yeah.
And all you got to do is ask.
Yeah.
All you got to do is ask the universe
Yeah.
because
And
it's constantly showing up, right?
yeah, totally.
Showing up, coffee in hand, waiting to discuss how to increase our finances and offer us a helping hand, right?
Yeah.
Connects to us in a few different ways: intuition,
Yeah.
synchronicity, inspiration, like what Erlinda got at like what 2:30 in the morning or something
Yep.
to start the book club.
Yep. I was like, it's the Get Rich Book Club. Yay. James, I don't think you know this, but when I was in sixth grade, I started a club and it was called the BY Club. It was the Be Yourself Club.
Wow,
We had puffy paint t-shirts and everything. So I was all about like, listening to the divine and having my universal intelligence to help me manifest in reality.
that's
Um,
so awesome.
and it shows up that way, right? And it does by intuition or synchronicity, inspiration, desire, and coincidence. There's no coincidence that the only reason why I read this book was because James loved this book. It's funny, you guys, but really, like, I mean, I don't think I would have read this book had it not been for such a contrast and who I know you to be, James, right? And when
Who you
it
knew
was
me
like,
to be.
oh, what?
Who
Who
you
I
knew me
knew,
to be.
yeah, exactly. Um, so, James, I just have a really quick question. When you did our live, did you put it on my Facebook fan page?
think
because
so.
I have Anna texting me, but I can't see the text because I'll lose this broadcast. So I just didn't know. Okay, so let's go to chapter 3. Ready? Show me the money. Go,
Show me the
James.
money.
Show me the money. Money is a medium of exchange. It's a blank slate that gets its value from energy and meaning we give to it. Like the last week, I think I was talking about money is just paper. It's just pretty paper, right? Yeah. Money always comes to us through other people. This is the one statement. This is the one thing that changed my life was that money always comes to us through other people, but it comes from universal intelligence. Oh, that is my favorite line of the whole book, I think. So focus on our thoughts, not on the people you hope to make money from, is the key to getting rich. So that's what she's talking about, going to the mindset gym, right? And exercising that gym. Because if you're not managing your mind, then you're not managing um, the key to getting rich, right? And why is that, James?
Why? Sorry, I was trying to handle some logistic things behind the scenes.
Oh, okay, fine. So then I'll keep going.
Yeah,
So
keep
it's
going.
because money is currency and currency is energy. When you shrink down and lower your prices to accommodate someone else, you're basically saying the equivalent, I don't think you could grow and manifest the money you desire to work with me. I don't believe you're that powerful. I also don't think I have the right to change, to charge what I'm worth, or to make the decisions about what to charge. So basically, you guys, this whole chapter was about showing me the money, right? And if you are not if you're focusing on your job, like the people who give you money at your job, or people who are paying for your services, you're not in the right game because basically, if you focus on your thoughts and not the people, that is the key to getting rich. Okay, because it's the universal intelligence working through the people to actually contribute to you. Okay.
Yep.
So, anything else you need on that, James? Or
I think we're good to go. Keep it
okay,
moving.
okay. So, so now if we're talking about the mindset, the one you want to master, right? Not necessarily people. You want to master the mindset. So, what are the best practices for busting yourself up?
Yeah. So when you switch your thinking from "there's no way" to "there must be a way," you'll likely realize that the biggest obstacle to getting back to making the kind of money that you want, right? You'll realize what that is, and you'll be able to bust it up. So you'll start to realize how to unsophisticated, money repelling subconscious beliefs, right? You got to bum rush your fears. You got to find something and anything and anything that makes you feel like you're going to peak, right? Something that really kind of stretches you to something
Yeah.
terrifying seemingly. Just go for it. Have at it. And you know, because that's what's going to cause you to grow and to really break up that mindset that you currently have in place. That's going to help you build a new one.
Yeah.
So watch your mouth too, right? Like I caught Erlinda saying how who she knows me to be.
Uh huh.
No, no, no. That's not who
Who
I am.
she? Who you were? Sorry, who you were, babe.
Like, guys, if you're not doing that with people, that's a critical thing.
Yeah, because I am a commitment to what James is up to. And if I'm still relating to him like that guy who would never ever do and read a book like this or co-host a show like this with me, then there's a problem, right? Because that's a subconscious belief that was, and at some point there was a time when James was like that. He would never have done this, right? And something shifted in him as we started to work together and started to alter the energy and the frequency, right? But he is right. I'm pretty good at it, but he needs to train me sometimes, right? Like in that moment he was like, wait, who I used to be.
Yep.
And that's the thing, is we don't do that with the people around us, and we actually get offended or like something. And the truth is no, I want him to, because I'm committed to listening to his dreams and his visions, and he's committed to listening to mine as well, right? And I expect that, and I count on that because we're partners in this.
So watch your mouth, you guys,
Watch
and
your mouth.
watch other people's mouths too. Don't walk around correcting everybody because nobody likes that, right? But if you having a little bit of difficulty trying to find a new way to phrase something that actually creates a desire that you want, or creates a desire for you, there's a list of phrases and replacements on page 83, so refer to that as you go forward. One of my favorite things from chapter 4 is to shut up even more. The wise man once said nothing, right? Um, so what she's referring to is your internal monologue, quieting your mind, right? So once you quiet your mind, you'll be able to listen to your intuition and the universe and that universal intelligence, your connection with the universal intelligence will
Yeah.
grow even stronger. And that's going to drive your intuition. It's going to drive your inspiration. It's going to drive your desire.
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll start to notice that uh, things are going to start to line up coincidentally much faster.
Mm.
And you get there's no such thing as coincidence. Just putting that out there. There's no such thing. There is no such thing as happens by accident. Consider that for a minute. Okay? Nothing happens by accident. You create a desire, you send that intention to the universe delivers it. Some people are going to be really upset when they think about stuff like cancer, death of innocent people, right? Tragedies. I don't have all the answers, but consider for yourself what your intention is that you're creating and you're asking the universe to deliver. And do it really specifically, whether you're aware of it or not. Okay. So you really want to start to ask yourself, what thoughts about money are blocking my flow? What desires am I expressing to the universe to fulfill, to create? Am I saying, hey, I want money, bring money to me? Or am I thinking that I'm saying that? And what I'm really saying is, nope, I don't want money. Money's going to be there.
Mm.
Money's here. It's tangible. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What do you really think you want? And start to have a grocery list. Your budget. Start to figure that out.
Yeah.
What's your grocery budget? How can I get everything that I need? Start small. You want to have your intention clear, more than sincere, right? Meaning that you've got a desire more than you want to have. Some of you start with half that. Realize you have half that. And then taking that step further, right? Say you're trying to lose weight. You're trying to get stronger, right? Erlinda always says the
Muscle.
phrase, in order to build this muscle, you have to lose the weight and grow the muscle so you grow stronger. That's physically how it works. With this, it works the same way. You have to clear your belief of money and replace it with something that serves you. Okay? It's a work of new beliefs and new desires.
Yeah. Well, this is really great because, we've been in this gym for 13 weeks, and I just had a conversation with my team about how we are resisting money. So, we've been in a conversation about money, and yet I'm still have unconscious blocks, right? So, what are your thoughts about money that are blocking your flow? You got to remember that, you guys. So, chapter 5, we're kind of running a little bit behind, so I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. But the hollering of your heart. Aw. You guys remember this? That in order to become rich, you must connect to your desire for money with a passion of a goat who wants in off the porch. Do you remember that story? That was a funny story. If you don't remember it, go to chapter 5. So this chapter, we got clear on your why. Just because you want something and you want to get rich, it's not going to cut it. Why do you desire this money? What will you spend it on? How will you feel to make it, to spend it? Bask in the manifestation of your why. Get real specific. Specifics allow the universe to fulfill your order. I want to say something about this because a lot of people use this from the law of attraction, right? Which is like get really detailed on your what you desire. And I have no problem with that. But you also want to let it go. You want to be able to let it go to the universe and have the universe deliver something that might not be exactly like if you said a red Ferrari, like maybe he wants to give you a Maserati that's black. Okay. I don't know. Right. But when you get specific, it gives the ballpark of where you want to actually be. Okay. But allow the universe to fulfill your order. Specifics create emotions, and emotions give us the no nonsense determination to do whatever it takes to reach your goals. You want to align with your truest self. Pay attention to the things you're drawn to, the things you're good at, the things you lose yourself in. Your heart is the most powerful muscle in your body. Do what it says. Take a stand for the and. Do you remember this one? The A and D. Like you can have a big fancy career and be a great mom. You could be a good Christian and make tons of money. Travel the world and run your own business. You can do Get Rich Book Club and be at Sedona. Right? So open wide, envision your life with all the specifics you can muster up. So you can get all the emotional stuff and the excitement and the inspired action around there, right? You want to make sure you're taking inspired action after you get that feeling, that vibrational feeling. And then hand it over to the universe, aka surrendering. So that is one of the most important parts, you guys, because you want to get the visualization, right? You want to feel it in your body. You want to know that it's going to happen for certain, right? Then you want to surrender it to the universe. But before you can surrender it to the universe, you got to take action. If you're going to meet that guy or that girl, you got to get out of your house and go on that date. Sometimes they come through the TV, but most likely not. Right? Okay. So chapter 6.
Yeah, so your mental moneymaker, right? As Erlinda said earlier, money comes to us from universal intelligence through other people.
I probably had to put that in twice, huh?
It's all right. We can stand to hear it a few times. So get clear on what you desire and get specific, right? What's your purpose? How much money do you want to make? Uh, and specifically, how much money do you desire to make by expressing your purpose?
Mm.
Okay. And then get even more specific. By when are you going to make the money? Uh, why do you desire whatever amount of money that you desire, and what's it for? Right. So you want to hold the vision of this reality in your mind with a no nonsense resolve and a relentless sense of purpose to make it real. Okay. Um,
I love this next one, but go ahead.
yeah. Fall so madly in love with your vision that is no match for any limiting subconscious beliefs that pitch a fit to try to stop you.
No, but really, James, like falling in love, like you, like I'm gonna ask you. You don't have to say numbers or anything like this, but like you've changed your financial situation inside of this book club, yes, drastically. We'll just say drastically, you guys. And if you're in the book club group, you'll know it's typhoons drastically, right? And it's because you fell so madly in love with your vision of what you were creating that no matter what the limiting beliefs were, the subconscious, that were trying to get you to go back into the bed or to doubt yourself or to whatever it is, like, right? You were so in love with what was possible and you believed so wholeheartedly. And that's why you had faith and you never lost the faith ever,
Right.
right?
I also took some action with hell bent for glory, purpose, and fit.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And guys, I felt like I was going to peak.
And then kind of quit and die and all of this stuff. And not just you. I mean, same with me. I've got some major typhoons that happened in my life too in the last since 13 weeks that we've been doing this, right? And saying this, like we never lost faith. And if we did for a moment, James and I, because we were dealing with other people and each other, we kept going. If he didn't have faith, I had faith. If I didn't have faith, he had faith, right? And that's the kind of friendships and partnerships and people around you want to have. And then you got to take action, massive action with purpose and faith.
Exactly. So you guys, you got to stretch your imagination. Because both of those who believe that anything is possible, even when all signs point to no way of it happening. Okay? If you want to
Yeah.
change your life, you got to be more available for the ridiculous, the unimaginable, so you can fully imagine it.
Yeah.
Okay? And when it comes to changing your life, if you're not scared, just do it. Just take steps. Okay? Belief, clarity, focus, faith, urgency, right? Like I have a sense of urgency right now because we've got several more chapters to finish in chapter 13. Decisiveness, right? You gotta act. If you don't walk fast, walk fast. Walk at a speed that doesn't consume you. Not, I don't get to finish. I'm helping you, right? Go through the important ingredients and get out of there.
Yeah.
Think purposely, right? Decisiveness, right? You're motivated to keep going to the next step, okay? When you feel scared, believe you got it. I have a never had a panic attack, right? I literally had a panic attack like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That's a very powerful statement. So because I'm faithful, oh,
Your fortune is in your faith. It shifts your focus off the past and opens up new opportunities that would create a new reality. It also raises your frequency. Both faith and gratitude raises your frequency. It helps you grow into that new identity that you're creating for yourself, strengthen your relationship with universal intelligence, strengthen your self-confidence and your abundance mindset. It unites you. When you're doing gratitude, it unites you, connects you with the universal intelligence. Being grateful matches your frequency with the frequency of the universe via your thoughts, feelings of love. Gratitude allows you to raise the energy you meet with each situation. This one was such a big chapter, and I know I kind of went through it really quickly, but really, faith is really your fortune. Your fortune is in your faith. So I want to leave you with that one for this chapter because it's such a big chapter. It's so huge, and it is your fortune is in that faith. So keep the faith.
yeah. Want to make a decision, like I go back to decisiveness, right?
Yeah, perfect. Yep, that's where you are.
So make a decision. Poop or get off the pot, man. It's one of my favorite expressions, and it kind of says, it fits. So if you've made a backup plan, then you haven't made a decision yet. You got one foot in, one foot out. Right? So the Latin roots of decide means to cut off. To decide is to cut off, or to kill off. And when you make a firm decision, it really sets everything in motion for you to move forward. Like a plant, when the roots start to change direction, when they start to everything starts moving to go in your direction. So
Yeah,
with
yeah,
fundamental thinking,
yeah,
guys, look, I'll acknowledge all day long that some of these things resonate with me. Overwhelming scarcity, the same way that everything being overweight
yeah.
good. So choose which one you're going to subscribe to. Choose which party you're going to join. Am I going to be the sustainability one, or am I going to be the positive one?
Yeah. Well,
Go.
I also want to step back for one second too, James, because we were talking about the energy, right? That the universe intelligence starts moving according to your desires, right? Once you make that decision, and sometimes it may look like it's backtracking. I don't know if you guys have ever had that experience. Like you make a decision, and then all of a sudden everything shows up like not that. So I want to point that out too, because we think that once we make a decision, the whole universe lines up because that's what we say, right? But sometimes, in order for the universe to line up, it needs to make some corrections, course correcting. So when you make that declaration and you have that idea and you have that vision and you made that decision, right? And you have the faith and all the things we just talked about, the allowance, the all of those things that we talked about. Sometimes what shows up is everything not that. That's important because that's the moment that you have to hold the faith. Okay. And yeah, you can start to be in a state of overwhelm or you can be in calm, right? And you get to choose the party, like James was just saying. So how do you overcome overwhelm?
Well, there's quite a bit. There's a few action steps, right? So one, you investigate the specifics, and then you chunk everything that you need to do into manageable bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
You don't eat the elephant all in one bite,
Yeah.
right? One bite at a time.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of action steps in the chapter 8 that you're going
Yep.
to
You should look at it.
push yourself through, right? Um, but kind of to fast forward just a little bit, when the universe presents an opportunity that leads you
Yep.
directly to your goal and your desire, you make the leap.
Yep.
You make the leap. Just jump, man. Just go. Make the leap, right? Don't even think.
Well, and without giving up, this is for chapter 9, without giving it too much thought, we accept our environment to be reality instead of just taking that leap, right? It is important to put yourself in a new environment when you decide to upgrade your income and standards of living. Woo! This is when you're moving it up, right? When you do so, like me being here in Sedona, it jars you out of your old way of thinking and believing and allows the new environment to have an effect on you and start becoming your new idea of the norm. Like test drive the car every week. Like I get to drive my sister's car, and she has a Mercedes, so like I'm getting the Mercedes vibe again, right? So it's like really start to like feel what it feels like. We're energetic beings driven by emotion. If your environment depresses you, it's critical that you do whatever you can to transform it into one that enlivens you. Also, surrounding yourself with people who cheer you on and offer you support, not the ones who try to prove, that try to take all your stuff and they point out all your pitfalls, right? They're like, no, she's never going to make it. She's not going to do it. No, no, no. You don't need that. You want people, when the people around you do not support your ass kickery, do not try to change them or their point of view or spur them into action. Wow, I'm just getting this for myself. Lead by example. In other words, you do you. Become the best that you can be. And if they ask how you did it, then you can help them out. If they don't ask, leave them alone. Also, you guys, this is so critical, and they tell you a lot of this, but don't share your dreams with people who are going to throw wet blankets on them. Hang out with people who are going places, who understand and support what you're up to. These new people are your tribe, or old people, depending. We also have to be willing to let go of relationships that don't help us grow. Surround yourself with people who strengthen your faith. Remember, fortune is in the faith. They motivate you to push yourself, make you and your momentum stronger. Celebrate who you are and who you're creating yourself to be. Chapter 10. James, your turn.
Well, this is because I have an accounting background, right?
Yeah. Can you just trim that one down just a tad too?
So, so kind of like what I said before, you guys, when you're faced with uncertainty, take that leap, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes that leap may occur as painful.
Yeah.
What's key to recognize that our attempts to avoid pain backfire on us all the time, right? We don't want
Yeah.
to feel the shame and the weirdness that we have about getting rich, so we stay broke. We constantly feel shame and weirdness when it comes to our lack of money. So, in an attempt to protect ourselves from that pain, perpetuate behaviors that create the very pain that we're trying to avoid.
Mm.
Right? So we think that we're doing one thing that'll lead us to where we want to be and what our desire is, but in fact we are getting our instead of tearing it. So welcome the discomfort. Dwell in it. Learn to dwell in it. Trust that it's going to bring about the transformation that it's going to lead to. Okay?
Well, also, I want to say, because there's a couple things from this book, and it's so funny. So I noticed that I just want to skip over this chapter. Like, I'm like, James, your turn. I don't even want to be with this chapter, right? And but it gives some really good points, and like, for example, charging what you're worth, right? And treat money the way you would like to be treated. Give money a reason to hang out with you. Take an interest in its life, and don't be weird. Don't be cheap with yourself or others. Get in the flow. So there's some really awesome key points, and they also give you some things on how to kind of start your business, right? Like unemployment, seek unemployment, or if you have a job you'd like and don't make much money, get clear on it, right? On what your contribution is worth, and go out and get that, right? Ask for a raise. Anything else about this chapter, James, that you feel like we need to go into?
Just treat everything and everyone with respect.
Yeah.
Respect is key.
Yeah.
Do your best no matter what.
Yeah. I think that's it. Do the best you that you can.
Exactly.
So, chapter 11, your inner wealth. We're almost done, James. We have
And
a few.
just for people who are watching, we are going to go a little bit longer than what we normally do, and pay attention to the end because we're going to go over some important logistic stuff. Right?
Okay. We are doing whatever you want. Your inner wealth. Okay, so you guys, you have unique and important gifts and talents inside of you. And you are meant to respect, nurture, and strut your you-ness in an unapologetical way, like Prince strutted his stuff. Remember that whole Prince story?
Yeah, that was
Right? Yeah. We grow and learn through friction, even friction within ourselves. Your job is not to rid yourself in your life of discomfort or prickly challenges. Your job is to master the art of responding, aka being responsible for and aware of your thoughts and your actions.
being
Woo wee.
able,
Yeah.
right? Being response able, being able to respond to whatever the circumstance is.
Yep. And it's a shortcut your instinct sometimes to your reaction to things, right? Because when you have that reaction, you're playing out the same old, tired, low frequency pattern sometimes that you've been lugging around your whole life. Interrupt that. Be aware of your thoughts and actions. You are valuable and irreplaceable. And I lost my place.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Yeah. So as Erlinda was saying, right, you are a valuable and irreplaceable asset to the universe, and you are mighty beyond comprehension. Don't
Yeah.
forget that.
Yeah. And don't forget, like, some of the things that they give you as a way to kind of have access, right? The best ways to get in tune: meditate,
Yep.
affirmations, be nice, you guys, be patient,
Especially in traffic.
up your confidence. God, man. Wow.
Body
Serve
language.
others, lighten up, use essential oils. I added that one. Celebrate,
We're about to
forgive.
celebrate the completionist.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic, huh?
Forgive, right? And self love means doing things that make you feel good, becoming more aware of what makes you feel good, and go do that. We recapped it, chapter 12 already, and we kind of talked about chapter 13, you guys. There's so many good points in this book, and James and I, our life has transformed. I hope that this has made such a difference for you. And if you think about it, if at the end of the day you take a couple key points, we did a quick rundown, okay, of all these chapters, but do what, self love means doing what makes you feel good. Become more aware of what makes you feel good and go do that. You guys, this is, I think we can kind of call this book complete. Is there anything else you want to say or add, James?
Um, like Erlinda said, we kicked off the Get Rich Book Club with it's a really great book. It's for a badass family by James Shapiro. It's if you take on the book, if you really take it on, it will change your life. That's why we led with this book, and we're going to keep it this way. No matter where you got in terms of progress on getting the book to the general public, we're going to be able to. We're going to be producing these broadcasts better.
Yeah, we're going to be hosting them on YouTube. I think they're getting set up. I'm still working on the podcast.
Yep.
But you guys will have access to these videos, and you can go review the book or any chapter that you want to review. Or if you resist a chapter like the accounting one, you can go back and listen to that one. Really, just this journey. Yeah, that's some of the logistical things. There's the podcast will be set up shortly, probably hopefully before our second book. The YouTube videos, all of these great things are here. And one very, very important logistical thing that we're changing is we're moving the book club call, and we're moving it to Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. And that's 8 p.m. Central Time. We think, given the summertime hours, that this is a better time. So we hope you can join us then. We're going to be announcing our new book, I think, in the next couple of weeks. James and I will do a little video to announce our new book. We're really excited about it. But one way that we always complete things is by identifying if there's anything incomplete. And really, when James and I completed this book, we really looked to see what was incomplete for us, and we got that complete, you guys. So when you go through the chapters and you go through your homework of what you did and didn't do, make sure you just identify and acknowledge what's incomplete, and then go ahead and get that complete for yourself. So you can do that by doing the homework, or you can do that by just saying, oh, I'm not doing it and I missed that opportunity, or you know what, I'm going to do it later and I'm going to watch all those videos at a different time. But here's what we want to really leave you guys with is our gratitude, profound gratitude that you guys joined us weekly for this mindset gym. And just from like the bottoms of our hearts, I mean, our lives have been tremendously impacted, like beyond, I think, what we thought was possible. And I don't know if you agree, James, but beyond what we thought was possible. And we hope that you continue on this journey with us as we, take our levels of income way to the next level, as well as our health, all areas of life, romance, love, relationships, family, everything, every single area, because the Get Rich Book Club is about every single area and you having a rich and fulfilled life. So profound gratitude for joining us. And I think that's it, James. Anything else?
Yeah, really thank you for joining us for the last, what, 15 minutes? We've been discussing really just wanting you guys
Yeah.
um, the format is to keep us entertained. The split is entertainment, right? So our main intent is to get you guys feeling good after the fact, to enjoy life.
Yeah.
So this is the history of the
Yeah.
Get Rich Book Club. The format, regardless of how many sign-ups you get, just come on back to the Get Rich Book Club. It'll be on Wednesday evenings at what time?
8 p.m. Central.
8 Central. That's this many Central. And we promise to win, right?
Yeah.
So bring a
Yeah.
question, listen to the podcast, watch the videos on YouTube, do the homework if you haven't done the homework, and get rich. That's the goal.
Yay! And a special thanks to my co-host James. Thank you for your friendship and partnership in this venture. And really, I look forward to looking back at our videos when we're 10 books in, and we have all the financial resources that we can imagine and that we desired, and we're remember those videos we did at Sedona and like all these things and random things that we did. So really, I look forward to the evolution of us, and just my profound gratitude to you and our team members, our business team members, for all the support and love. So thank you guys, and I love you all, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.